Welcome to the second interview series of the Sportsman Dan Show, and I'm really excited today. I have Russell Savage from 757 Card Shows, my favorite card show. Obviously, I've talked about a lot. Thanks for joining me today, Russell.
Hey Dan, I really appreciate you having me on today.
I know it's remote. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we need to do an in-person interview at some point, but since we
Yeah,
are relatively close.
number two could be at the show itself. Just day in the life. Every time I zoom by, I'd be like, "What are you doing now, Russell?"
That could be a good idea. I'm still figuring out exactly how I want to do like content during the show, so I figure just a little bit at a time. But
Yeah,
I like that idea. Just sort of as you're zooming by, just get
yeah,
5 to 10 seconds at a
yeah.
time. But for those of you who are not familiar with Russ, is it okay if I call you Russ?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Russ, I know you did win a D3 national championship playing baseball, correct?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was
So I we'll
25 years
start.
ago. Yeah,
So that was 1999, correct? With North
99.
Carolina. Okay. And I did a little bit of research, but the most
Oh.
outstanding player was Barry Blake, your shortstop. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Do you have any
He was.
stories from that?
Oh God, from that year or from Barry? Because I mean, the ones I got on Barry, I don't think I can are good for adults or kids.
Any you can share, I should say.
What's funny is Barry was probably one of the most fabulous defensive shortstops I ever played with. I mean, in the whole, in just he had a great arm, and when you needed to play, Barry was the guy to do it. But I remember I got into the World Series. It was my senior year, and it's the game to get us to the final game. And I was pretty much a ground ball pitcher for the most part. I had a decent number of strikeouts, but I get the first guy comes up, I get a ground ball, and Barry makes an error, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my god. So he comes over to the mound and says, "Hey, get me another one, and I'll get you out of this inning." And I think I had a pop up, and then the next ball was a ground ball to Barry, and they turned a double play. And it
Awesome.
was it was he had more confidence as a shortstop than anybody. It's a shame that I think the following year he transferred to VCU. And if I remember correctly, I think for VCU he hit like a game tying home run in like the conference championship or something for them
Oh dang! I have
that
to look that
year.
up.
Yeah, yeah, he was a very clutch hitter. And just some of the plays that he would make at shortstop, you were like, are we at a college level? Because it really was. He was a great defensive shortstop.
No, that's a cool story, and Barry Blake too. I mean, that's a great baseball name as well,
Oh, I
right?
mean Barry Blake shortstop. I mean it's you can't make that up.
Yeah, I love that. Shortstop gets you back on a play. It kind of reminds you like, I was a kicker, lower
Hmm.
than D3. I did club football, but
Okay.
NCFA. It is with pads and everything. Some people
Yeah.
think it's flag football. It's like, no, I got the concussions to prove it.
Right.
But anyway, when a receiver drops a pass, right? If he's a good receiver and the quarterback he knows him, he's like, hey man, give me the ball again. I'll
No,
get you that
they
first
won it
down.
again. That was Barry. I mean, he came right up to the mound on me, you know, and he said, "Get me another one, and I'll get you out of this inning." And damn if he didn't.
And the rest is history. I saw the ring, so I had to bring it up. I mean, it's not many people have a national championship ring. Uh,
No, I mean it's weird. When we won it, I got interviewed by the local paper, and the guy that interviewed me goes, "I think you're the first person in the entire county to win a baseball national championship."
wow.
And I'm like, "Come on!" I'm like, "There's been dozens upon dozens of players that are better than me that have gone to great schools." And I mean, I started racking my brain, and it's like, well, I mean, only a few number of guys won a national championship in college. I mean, you figure Division One, two, three. You've got
Three
NAIA.
teams. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Four.
mean
Okay.
four, and that's maybe 120 people a year. for an entire nation. So, which is 300 plus millions. So I guess the odds were not in my favor, but I got lucky. I just I played on a terrible high school team. I played on a very very average at best junior college team, and then I wanted to go down south where it was warmer, and I wanted to win. And I was tired of losing, and I was like, I don't need to be the best player on the team. I don't need to be the best pitcher on the team. I want to win. And I get there for my recruiting trip, and they're like, well, you got 2 years left. And he's like, I guarantee you're going to win 40 games each year, and you're probably going to go to 2 World Series. And I was like, all right, where do I sign up?
That's awesome. Were you a like a sixth, seventh inning guy just whenever they pulled you in, or were you a starter? Actually,
No, I when I got to Wesleyan, I was strictly reliever. Probably a six, seven inning guy would probably be the best way to describe it. We had problem is that
not there's anything wrong with that. I didn't mean that in a bad way.
I mean I have no delusions of grandeur that I was some All-American. I have not gotten better as I've gotten older. So my stories, I'm still I was a pretty decent pitcher on a really, really good team, which there's totally nothing wrong with that at all.
No. I think people underestimate how hard pitching is.
Yeah. Oh, or how hard it is to hit pitching.
Yeah, I have a great video. We went to Fenway Park with my buddies, and they have like the pitch meter thing, and everyone's like, how fast are you going to throw? And they're like, 70, 80, 90. It's all like 40, 50. Yeah,
it's like
I think one guy topped out at 70. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I threw mid-80s.
Okay.
Which, looking back at it, just thinking about it hurts my arm, thinking about the – but – our staff. Granted, we won a Division III national championship. Our staff was amazing. I think one year we led the nation in the ERA. The next year we broke some strikeout record. Six of the pitchers that I played with played at some professional level. One of the guys got up to AAA with the Braves. Should have played in the majors, but just didn't get his shot. But yeah, I mean it's.
Yeah, so y'all won a ton of games. I was just looking back. I'm a stats nerd, but right, I was just holy cow.
I think we were 42-9 both years I was there.
Yep.
It's a lot of wins. I mean, I don't think I won that many in my JUCO and high school days combined. So just in that 1 year. So I mean, it just goes to show. I mean, winning is a lot. It was to me. I was just tired of losing. So
I feel you, and I got plenty of stories about that. I was a backup quarterback on a football team, younger days that lost, rec football that lost every single game. But it was cool playing quarterback. But that's for another episode.
Yeah.
So from that, you don't end up getting drafted, right? You don't end up playing in AAA or make it to the majors.
No, spoiler alert, I don't make it.
Sorry for all the fans out there who maybe were expecting a different story. But, from that, you still stayed in baseball and then eventually, right, founded the 757 card shows, which was during COVID, I believe you got involved with that.
So stayed in baseball. I scouted for the Braves for like 10, 12 years. I was sitting at home, and the guy, I had sent letters to all the scouting departments except for the Yankees, because I hate the Yankees and I could never bring myself to even work for them. So sent to every team but the Yankees, and the Braves scout ended up giving me a call, and he was in the office with my old coach at Wesleyan, who at that time was at Chapel Hill coaching. And so it kind of goes back to a lot of that. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And so then, long story short, I scouted for the Braves for a good 10, 12 years. And I tell people I was spoiled. The first game I ever went to go scouting, Justin Verlander was on the mound.
No kidding.
No. Put that radar gun up the first time, and it says 99 miles per hour.
Is that an ODU?
Yeah, it was an Old Dominion. They were playing Princeton, but that same game, they had a there was Ross Ollendorf who played in the majors for about 6, 7 years, I think, maybe even more. He was throwing like 95, 96. And so first game I go to, I got Justin Verlander throwing 99. I got Ross Ollendorf, who probably was drafted in the fourth or fifth round, throwing 95, 96. It was probably another 4, 5, 6 years till I saw 95 again.
Wow.
And here I was, the first game I go to. It's the first two guys I put radar guns up to. I'm like, hey, this scouting stuff's easy. I mean,
I know you must have been driving home. You're like, man, that Justin Verlander kid from Goochland, Virginia is pretty good.
Goochland, yeah.
It's real. Everyone listen out there who's not familiar. It is a real place.
No, yeah, it doesn't sound real, but it is real. And you know, the Braves drafted like 26 that year. So my scout boss says, hey, why don't you go see this guy at Old Dominion? He's probably going 1, 2, or 3. So we're not drafting him unless he gets injured and just drops. But this is what a real major league pitcher will look like. And I mean, I got quite an education from him. And funny enough, I look back, you know, I still have the scout notes that I had, and my last sentence on him was either a Hall of Famer or never leaves AA.
Wow.
You know, when he was at Old Dominion, he threw hard. I mean, 99 is hard. You know, probably I can probably say with most confidence that nobody in the audience could probably hit me when I was throwing 86, 87. You're never touching 99.
I couldn't touch 70. I remember hiding in the porta potty because the kid was throwing like 75 in like Little League. I'm like, somebody's going to get hurt out here. This kid's throwing 75? Yeah, this is dangerous.
And so, but he had that fastball, but that curveball, I mean, it was either breaking dude's knees or it was 58 feet. And he didn't have that changeup that he does when he got into the majors. So
right,
it was one of those things where if this guy puts it together, it's all there. All the physical tools were there. It's just a matter of putting it together. Because, you know, a lot of guys that have thrown 98, 99 miles per hour don't make it. You know, teams are going to give you a bunch of shots, but yeah. So yeah, famously, I put down either doesn't make it a AA or is a Hall of Famer. So I guess I was right. So
you were right, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's funny. My first ODU game, I went. My girl went to ECU, so I went and saw ECU versus ODU, and I saw Trey Savage pitch.
Oh,
I remember thinking, man, this guy in the mounds, he's a big dude throwing hard. Like, this guy's pretty good. But I ended up getting his auto when it first came out for like $9. So a little different story, but that's my big win.
Nice.
Sorry, that just reminded me of that.
Nice.
I didn't mean to cut you off though.
No,
scouting.
you're good.
I was about to say, never seeing. I mean, yeah, you must have been like not a drought, but maybe 5 years later, scouting. You're like, I haven't seen a pitcher like I did in my very first game.
I mean, I saw a bunch of 90s, but it never got above that 95.
Yeah.
You know,
did you scout Vinny at all, or was that after? Were you out of scouting by the time Pasquantino came around?
I think he might have been a freshman. It was like 14. I think it was my last year. He may have been a freshman. I don't remember actually seeing him play. So I mean, I saw a bunch of the guys that went through, like Daniel Hudson. You know, he was really good.
And Ben Verlander, his brother was a pretty good player too, right?
He was a very good hitter. You know, when your brother's Justin Verlander and you only make it to you only get drafted and play. I think Ben made it to AA. I mean, comparatively, that's a bum, but I mean, I'd take AA in a heartbeat. So, but no, very good hitter at Old Dominion. You know, seemed to be a good spot for him to go to too, you know, following his brother's footsteps. So
yeah, kind of full circle with Justin. Have you seen he's been linked with the Orioles?
Yes. So hey, if we can get one good year out of him, why not?
Why not? I'm with you. That would be exciting. And then maybe a rehab stint down in Harbor Park. Maybe who
Oh,
knows?
that'd be the worst thing ever. Speaking of rehab stints, uh, well, Buddy Hernandez was the guy that I played with at Wesleyan who made it to AAA. So he was with Richmond.
Okay.
And when Mike Piazza was here doing his rehab for the Tides, he faced Mike Piazza.
Oh man.
So could you imagine you're in AAA and here you are facing future major leaguer Mike Piazza in a real game?
You strike him out.
Got him to pop up. So
Hey, that's an out.
it's a good job, buddy.
That's right. Mike Piazza's career batting average against him is 0, right?
Zero. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's a great story. Okay, transitioning on. And again, if at any time I feel like I'm like cutting you off or anything, let me know. But I enjoy all these stories, Russell. 757 card shows. What made you want to get into? I mean, I understand vending and everything, but running a show like that's quite an undertaking.
So I actually started vending when I was like 13 years old.
Man.
And then you get into college and then life changes and then when you get out of college you're just super poor. So but then I got back into vending probably in my late 20s. Did that for quite a few years and then there were these small shows at the Pembroke Bingo Hall where where our start was for 757. So
right,
the guy that was running those shows, getting a little older and just didn't the digital world was getting behind him and physically wasn't able to move tables, such and so forth. So I had already started kind of doing some advertising for him with what little shoestring budget I was allotted. And so I was already my foot was already kind of in the door just because, I mean, I have a marketing and advertising background. So it was easy for me to do that. And then when he was getting out of it, he asked my now partner, Phil Edmondson, and myself if we wanted to take over the shows. So I don't know the first time that you were there at a bingo hall or even if you made it there, but when we took over, I mean, it was now we're talking COVID when every other show in America is exploding, and this one's seemingly dying. It was maybe 30 or so tables. I mean, can you imagine? I mean,
I made to one bingo hall show. Yeah, I made to one.
Yeah, we were at full capacity at 100 tables. In that we couldn't squeeze another one in there. I mean, could you imagine going there and only 36 tables? And I think the promoter himself had 6 of them. So, I think we spent more in advertising the first show before we took in a dime than what was previously done the 6 years before that. So,
right.
We spent
I was just saying, looking back.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Looking back, that was my first show. I was like, I can't even really remember. I was so overwhelmed by everything. It's hard for me to compare. But sorry, continue.
Yeah, I mean, you figure, the bingo hall had 2 rooms, so the one room wasn't even used at all, and that the big room was at best half full. So, we started advertising. We made a really early on decision to keep the shows free admission, which still to this day is a big deal. Our the old bingo hall show is free, the casino show is free, Poker Fest, the Field House is a free show.
And I'm sure, have you ever been pressured to do like a $5 entry? I do see it a lot, or even you've probably seen it too. People do like a $10 early entry fee and then like a $5 regular entry fee.
Yeah, I mean,
I do love that y'all keep it free.
Yeah, not so much pressure on our end. Phil and I, we see the benefit of it keeping free. Our job is to get people to walk through the door, not to prevent them from walking through the door or take money as they're going into the show. and I think a lot of the decisions I made, and it sounds a little corny, or would 12-year-old Russell be cool with this?
I like that.
And so the admission part is a big one, because that, $5 to a 12, 13-year-old kid's a big deal.
Yeah, at a value box. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if we were ever to start charging, I mean, admission for kids would be free, but mom and dad's probably not going to go in there with them, spending that money just to walk around with them. So, it's a non-barrier entry. One of the reasons why we love the field house so much is because there's an instant audience there already.
Yep.
You've got all these boys and girls come to practice soccer, field hockey, whatever. And again, if there was an admission, people would not wander in. And I mean, you were there at the last show. I mean, we had upwards of probably 3,000 people at the show. I mean, it was the
Wow.
most attended show that we've had.
I didn't know 3,000. I believe it. It was just one of those ones where, I was constantly busy, which is what you want for a show. A lot of times I've been
Yeah.
on my phone in the past, right? Or whatever. And so I was, you probably know from the vendor side, I spend a lot of time preparing. I
Yep.
take a lot of pride in my value box. I clean. And then sometimes, you're like, for what? It
An hour
wasn't that.
into it, it's a
Yeah.
yeah.
I prepared like that, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I spent all that time, doing all this work. It paid
to,
off.
to talk to
So,
three people. Yeah.
yeah. No, yeah, right. And that sucks. But as long as you get past that, these shows like that, man, 3,000 people, if you were prepared and you had stuff priced, I don't see how anyone couldn't have sold cards there, right? I mean, there was a heck of a crowd
Oh,
constantly moving around.
yeah. I mean, not that we got any complaints, but I mean, if there's that many people at it's still a local show. I mean, it's if you're not moving, collectibles at a show like that with that many people walking through the door, then you might want to adjust your pricing or adjust your. I see sometimes where we're at a show, people are just a bump on the log. They don't interact with people. It's still selling. I see people with an Orioles hat on. I'm like, hey man, look at this card, or are you looking for some O's guys? Who's your favorite O's player, or whatever hat they're wearing. I mean, it's not just always what card you have. I mean, it's you've got to interact with people, and people that are just a bump on the log. I don't understand it.
That's a great point. I think, sales 101, right? What's going to differentiate you from people can buy, cards online, right? They don't have to come and buy it at a card show.
Yeah.
I actually got a message. It's funny. In the past maybe I didn't talk as much, but maybe I was worried about like bothering people or just saying the same thing. Like, if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know.
Yeah.
Like, that's how personal, right? Nobody, that's not nobody. Nobody's gonna react very positively to that. Or if they do, you're lucky.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this last show I tried, just like you said, hey, if you're a Rays fan, oh, y'all got Jake or y'all just traded Jake Mangum, who I thought was a great player. You got obviously Junior Caminero, Shane Bass just got traded to the O's. Find something, and
It
I
doesn't
actually got a
have to be
D.
about cards, like you said. I mean, if you know
Yeah.
something about their team, Mets players will walk by my table next time I've been, and I'll be like, or Mets fans, I'll be like, hey, thanks for Pete Alonso. Yeah, I just to dig it in a little bit, and
That could go either way, maybe, Russ. I
it
don't
could,
know.
but I'm still going to do it. I mean,
No, 100%. And I started reaching out more. Like you said, I'm glad you touched on this. And I got a DM from a dad, and he said, you were talking Rays, baseball with my son. It was like the highlight of his show. Thanks so much. Like, appreciate it. I think they just got a couple cards out of my value box, but I really did. I remember them. I enjoyed talking with them.
and they're
But
going
when
to
you
come
get
back. Yeah,
and that feedback, I was like, oh, cool. Like, I am doing the right thing, I guess, right? So, no, thank you for this opportunity with 757 card shows. Sorry, I didn't want to gloss over this, but the trade night aspect. Have you guys? When did you guys start doing that for the Fieldhouse shows? Because I would say that trade night at the Fieldhouse is one of the best trade nights I've ever been to.
I want to. We wanted to do it our first show that we did at the field house, but we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. So, because that was the thing, we always wanted to do a trade night, and just never really had the venue. The bingo hall really wasn't conducive for it. And this was back when B&B was still owned by Bob, and it was just a different configuration that was not conducive to a trade night at his shop. Because B and
Shout out
B,
B&B Sports Cards, by the
B
way.
and B Sports Cards, both when Bob owned it, and now with Steve, and the crew, and um, love those guys. They're our trade night sponsor. So again, shout out to them. And at the field house, there's a cafeteria area right there. And we're like, man, this would be a perfect spot for a trade night. There's food right there. We'll feed people. And the second show that we did at the field house, we did a trade night, and it's just along with the show, the trade nights. It's honestly my favorite part of the weekend. It's relaxing. Though you'll probably see me walking up and down carrying jugs of or pitchers of sodas back and forth to the tables. I mean, uh, but even I get a chance to walk around, talk to people that I don't get to during the show because I'm I just running around, chicken with his head cut off all day Saturday. People just call me Hey Russ because I'm like going Hey Russ, what? And then
I think the trade, yeah, you came over, just like shook my hand and kept moving, but it was like, all right, like I get it, right? It was, thousand things to do.
yeah, thousand.
But I appreciate the handshake, right? You recognized me, saw I was there. Yeah, that's all I need.
Yep, but trade night is it's a little slower pace. I get a chance to actually eat something and get to talk to people. So it's my favorite part of the weekend. And we've always tried to create a community. It's beyond the card show itself. It's about creating a collecting community, and I feel like we've done a really good job on that. I think that the loyal vendors that are with us, the loyal customers that are there every single time that they're there. Especially with the field house, they're like, we look forward to this. This is on the calendar, and we do not miss it. We schedule around the field house because they don't want to miss it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great to hear things like that. Because it's not easy work. I mean, we're slugging tables, before and after the shows. I mean, it's a lot of planning. I mean, just putting the table assignments together is the vein of my existence, but I still have to do it. And then now the past couple weeks, I've been a quasi weatherman trying to figure out what's going to happen. And
You're honestly better than most meteorologists because you're like, oh, I don't know. Like you just put it out. This is what they're saying.
yeah,
Day by
and
day, here's the update. I'm not going to try to predict anything, which I love. Right? You
yeah,
just put it out there.
just put it out there. Be like, hey, this is what we know. This is what we think, and this is what might happen.
And
So
not to just give you more kudos, but I think that last show, I had people hitting me up, other vendors and stuff asking, what's going on? Do you know what's going on? It was very easy. Check out 757 Card Shows. He'll be putting out the updates. And then also canceling Sunday a little bit ahead of time. I think you did that, Wednesday, Thursday?
I
Keeping
think
this.
yeah, Thursday afternoon. I was saying when we made the final decision, it was going to be just iffy enough that at best it was going to suck.
Right.
And then I mean, if the weather would have just shifted like 20 miles south, you're dealing with a bunch of ice, and ice is worse than snow. So hey, don't get me wrong, cards are awesome. I'm surrounded by thousands of them. I mean,
Me
it's
too. Yeah.
obviously my life. I mean, heck, I got tons I got to process right here. Cards are awesome. I mean, but being able to walk is really awesome. Not having a broken hip. You know, granted, yeah, we get insurance for the weekend, but I don't want a buddy of mine who's been a vendor of ours since the beginning to fall, or one of our guests to. So better safe than sorry. But
Hundred
Saturday ended up
percent.
being Saturday ended up being an awesome day.
Roads were fine. Yeah.
roads were fine, but I also don't have to worry about what's happening in that parking lot. Again, I got vendors coming from far away, and we got autograph guests coming from far away. We've got just our attendees, so I have to think outside the parking lot, which some people didn't understand, and like, oh, Sunday was fine. I was like, yeah, well, Sunday was fine. It didn't look all that good when we had to make decisions.
And people driving from Elizabeth City. A lot of people were traveling out of state.
Yeah, I mean, we had about 30, 40 cancellations. Basically, if you were like Raleigh and West and Richmond and North, all those vendors, we had. And hey, I 100%, get it. It's they were going to get walloped a lot more than we were.
Right.
And here
better safe than sorry. I think you said it best.
Here in Norfolk, we barely got a dusting. But if it were 2 or 3 degrees colder, then it's ice. So yeah, granted, would I love to have had Sunday too and not have 40 vendors cancel? Heck yeah, but I don't have to worry about anybody being hurt, and again, it's we got to look out for the community, and again, the community is more than just the parking lot. So.
No, I think you played it well. And again, I'm not a meteorologist either, but from my vendor perspective, I thought super open communication, and it was actually pretty thoughtful and spot on. So thanks for that. There's another show this weekend as well, correct?
Yeah, so we're at the Rivers Portsmouth Casino. Really nice venue. I know you've been there both times that we've been there, right?
Yeah. I won't be set up at this one, but I'll probably come through and be on the other side of the table.
Well, it might not happen this weekend too.
True.
They're projecting, maybe a foot of snow, if not more. I mean, it depends on what model you look at, and
right.
So and you'll see I'll be making a post here later today, but we talked to the casino yesterday and today, and so our contingency plan will be next Sunday.
Okay.
So Super Bowl Sunday show. Although Super Bowl probably wouldn't let me say something like that. So
the bowl super show.
Yeah.
Bowl super Sunday show.
Yeah, bleep that part out. Super Bowl, don't come and get me.
We're just talking about like a big bowl, like a soup, soup.
Yeah, that happens to be on Sunday.
That's right.
In February.
No, I'll make sure to repost anything on my page for anyone interested. But that I have set up at that casino show, and that's a super. I know casinos. Some people might be like, "Well, I'm not trying to walk." It's not on the casino floor.
No,
it's in a super nice event space.
It's a phenomenal event space. I mean, it's brand new. I mean, it's a multi. They run all their concerts and everything there.
Yeah.
The first day they were there, we had the football games going on these huge screens.
That was so sick.
It was so awesome.
And it was when they had the Europe games too, right?
Games,
the game in
the
Ireland.
morning game, yeah.
Oh,
so I
perfect.
I planned it perfectly.
Yeah. But no, I hope the weather holds out for you, Russ. And again, maybe you'll see me walking around there. If not, is there anything else you want to plug?
No, I mean, I guess just if you're gonna follow us on all the Instagrams and Facebook, you can find us at 757 Card Shows. That's our main. We do have pages on the Facebook, at least for our separate shows, but to get all the information for all our shows all at once, it's 757 Card Shows. Visit the website, and hopefully we'll be there Sunday. We've got 2 really good autograph guests. We've got James Bone Crusher Smith, a former heavyweight boxing champion. Lost to Mike Tyson, but then again, who didn't?
He got in the ring with Mike Tyson, right? I mean,
that's more than I'll ever do. I mean, even if Mike let me throw baseball,
Mike Tyson I was even like Mike Tyson in his prime. I guess I should preface that now.
Prime Mike Tyson, yeah. And then Donnell Wolford, Pro Bowler for the Bears back in the '90s. So cornerback, played at Clemson. So yeah, two
Great
good
guess.
guesses for that. And then I do want to say we are going to hold our first sports card only show at the Norfolk Masonic Temple March 14th.
No kidding.
Yep.
Okay, put
So
me down for that. I did not
yeah,
know about that.
so that's
That's sick.
it's on the calendar. We just hadn't really announced it yet, but so
So
this is
this is
probably
going to be the
the big
live
day.
release.
Yeah, the live, big reveal. And then we're back at the casino March 28th, and then we'll have we had Michael Lavalier rescheduled from that. So catcher for the Pirates, he was the catcher when Sid Bream came in and made the slide for the Braves to get into the '91 World Series. So famously,
Okay.
catcher, with Sid Bream sliding right under for the Braves to get into the World Series, and then pitcher Frank Viola. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Frankie V, man, he was filthy. Twins, Mets, Red Sox. I mean, he played a couple World Series championships. So,
No, he's before my time, but I know that name for sure.
oh yeah, he was filthy. So we've been trying to get him in the show for a couple years now. So I'm excited to get him here.
Man, your guests are great. I had a good time talking with Joe Smith at the last show.
Well, Joe Smith is the best. He is the definition of a good human being.
Yeah. I think that's a great way of putting it. And like some people, they don't know basketball. They're like, "Oh yeah, the number one overall pick. Like, was he a bust, or whatever?" I was like, "You guys don't know ball, first of all, and second of all,
years in the NBA. I mean, yeah, you try and average 18 points a game in the NBA, and try play a whole year and let me know if you score 18 points."
Yeah, and you see all these great players in college, and they last, a 10-day contract? It's very hard to even make it in the league. 16-year career. Joe Smith, one of Norfolk's finest, Hampton Roads legend. Also, I want to thank you. I'm collecting 86 Mets autograph cards. I want to get the entire team of that championship team.
Okay.
And through your guest, I've got to meet Kevin Mitchell, Howard Johnson, Roger McDowell.
Well, Hojo's coming back in May.
Sweet.
He comes back we've had him there every single year.
Another great human being. What a nice guy.
He is so nice. Last time he was here, we took him to dinner. Just an awesome dude. And then we're working on either Wally Backman or Tim Tuffle.
Ooh.
So
I need a Tim Tuffle auto, and thank you for that because I've been calling him Tim Tufel. So
Tuffle. So
I thank you. It's before my time a bit. But Wally, he was the fighter, right? Wally Backman, he was
gritty, yeah.
Yeah.
That 86 Mets team was something different.
No, they're one of my favorites for a reason. Also the last Mets team to win a World Series, unfortunately, until maybe 2026. Russ, thank you again for your time. I'd like to bring you back on and kind of just talk shop again, if that'd be great with you.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk cards themselves, talk Orioles baseball.
I was gonna say maybe next time we'll do a little show and tell. We didn't even show any cards, yeah.
That's next time. And then we've had quite a few former Orioles at the show, so working on a few more. So I'd love to.
Maybe
I'm trying really hard to get Jim Palmer.
No way.
Yeah, so that'd be a feather in my cap on that one. But
I don't know if I can help, but he replied to me on Twitter a couple weeks ago when he was tweeting about football. But
okay, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Also, I'll put out a plug. Any kickers out there? I'll try to find. I collect kicker autos. I don't know if that would be. I don't know if anybody's.
Doesn't Scott Norwood live in Virginia?
We'll have to look that up. I'll help you out with that. I know that nobody's really blowing up kickers for autographs, right?
Well, we had Mark Mosley at the show a couple years back. The only kicker to be a league MVP.
That's right.
So
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that was maybe 3 years ago now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I must have missed that one.
Hey, maybe it might be time to bring him back. He was a good dude.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I just got a Mike Vanderjagt auto. And I don't know if you've seen his, but he actually puts like a little field goal post and like a ball in his autograph. But it was like,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
dude, what? Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
a
that'd be
unique thing for me.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying. I grew up a Washington Redskins fan. I grew up right outside of DC, so
Okay.
I'm trying to put together for either November or January '91 Super Bowl reunion autograph guest lineup. So
Oh, that's awesome.
try and bring in like 6, 7, 8 of the guys from the '91 team, and who was it Chip Lowmiller for the '91 team? Top of my
Oh man,
head.
I was born in '95, and I was actually born in Killeen, Texas, so a little bit outside of Austin.
Okay.
So I'm a Cowboys fan by birth, but my whole family are Redskins fans.
Well, I don't know if I can talk to you anymore. So,
Well, that
but I
and
think it
that
was
note,
Chip Lowmiller. So let's bring him in, and I'll try and bring a Dallas Cowboy guy in for you one time.
hey, Tony Romo would be preferred, but I know that might be kind of tough.
How about Romo and Staubach at the same time? We'll just go big.
There we go. There we go. You know who might be an easy one? What about Martin Gramatica? Remember him?
Oh yeah, Automatica Grammatica, right?
Yeah, I love the kickers, man. But no, Russ, I could talk all day, but unfortunately, we have other things to do. Unfortunately, this is not my full time job, at least not yet.
And I got to go back to being a weatherman. So,
And hey, keep on keeping on. I guess is all I can say on that
yes.
front. I hope the snow holds off. Hope to see all you guys this weekend at
Yeah.
the Portsmouth Casino show. Until next time, this has been the Sportsman Dan Show.